You miss me, baby.
What's up, everybody? The Crap Gamer here, and we got at least we've got I did my little radio voice. What's up, everybody? The Crap Gamer here.
I like it.
With the top 40 once again. We've
Top
got
40.
yeah. Anyway, we've got some of the big gamer small talk. Some interesting news about Worrywart and Mooch. Why they're not here is, if you didn't know, gay marriage was passed as legal today. And so they're getting together, and then we got Coach D actually got ordained for $15 on the internet, and he's gonna preside over that. So
he's gonna do the receptions. He's gonna marry Mooch and Ward together. Coach D got ordained on the internet.
It's like $15.
$15.
It's like $15. So we do got Tim with us, fresh off his E3 experience.
E3, woo!
Yeah, how was that, Tim? Tell us, Ben. Was that like a lot of fun?
Oh man, it was a crazy experience. Very fun. I'm still reeling, like, as far as, like, you know, being on schedule. I mean, it really knocked me up. Like, I went 2 days. When I got there on Saturday, Aaron sent me a DM. He's like, well, why don't you go to the Fan Fest? So I go there. Phil, and, like, I'm there. I meet all the fans, and we're just chilling out. And then Phil, like, these guys, like, they came like an entourage. It was like Phil, Aaron, Aaron's boss. I don't know if I could say his name.
Aaron got a boss?
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah. His first name is Mike. You know, like 8 of them came down, and they just, like, it was just like a crazy moment because they just walked, like, they don't have no security or anything. They're just like normal people. They're coming down. They're rolling in 8 deep. Aaron, of course, is like, you know, he's orchestrating everything. And I meet Phil for the first time, and, you know, he's just talking about Destiny all the time. The whole time he was talking about he's obsessed with Destiny.
He could have picked a better game to be obsessed about.
He loves that game. But it was really cool. I met everyone that night. And then I don't know if you on Twitter, I was posting all the pictures. So
I was like, man, now that these pictures are out, there's probably gonna be a lot of weirdos getting them. But I was like, I'm excited for you anyway.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't care. I just figured whatever.
Yeah.
You gained some weight too, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. I'm on a diet right now.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. I'm there with you, bro.
Believe it or not, I'm a little bit on the heavy side. So
no, I just ordered a bite from Amazon.
I deserve it. I eat like a monster, so.
Yeah.
Oh, we already got a question about your elevator ride with one Yoshida.
The $29 man?
No.
The $29 man.
Yeah.
That was one of the weirdest experiences. I was a couple of friends there. Was staying at the PJ Marriott, and that's where pretty much everyone. I think Phil, Aaron, and everyone all stayed there. Plus the Sony guys. So it was a really cool experience as far as when you go in there and you know, it's like everyone's on computers and. So anyway, I see Blaine. I think Blaine Howard, the guy that I call James Bond. He's like a PR guy for Xbox. Really cool dude. Start talking to him, and then my friend's like, we're gonna go upstairs, you know, just chill out. So we're walking to the thing, and opens the door, and Southbound actually, he's on Twitter. We go in the thing, and there's Yoshida right next to me. And I knew it right away. I was like, you know, when you're like, you know, like you're a little kid and you don't want to laugh and you're holding it in. That's my whole experience of the thing. He looked like he just, you know, when they have him where he's like falling asleep.
Yeah.
And they just keep like the panning on his face. That's the same exact face he had.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, he was just like, he was just. I don't know if he knew who I was. But it was uncomfortable. It was just, he didn't say a word, and we went up to the second floor, and we just, or the third floor, wherever, and we just got out, and I just started running down the hall laughing. I just was just, and South knew something was up, but I don't know if he knew if it was Yoshida.
Yo.
Like, you know, like and then we were like, he was like, who is that guy? As I'm down the hall, I'm like, that's Yoshida.
It was
a crazy experience.
You know what? I can guarantee if me and Next Gen were there, we would have said something to him. Not bad, maybe, but we would have been
like, yo, we are the. Hey, listen, I invented Sony Pony. We are from Big Game with Small Talk Podcast.
Dude, I would have asked him, and I would have been like, hey, pull out your cell phone real quick. Let's videotape this. Hey, Yoshida, what's up with the lack of AAA games on the PS4? Care to comment on that?
No.
What's up with the shitty PSN network? People pay for online. I mean, I'd hammer him with these questions that the media doesn't ask.
In the elevator?
Yeah, I would. That's the best place to. I'd hit emergency stop on that bitch.
I wasn't thinking anything. I was just thinking, don't laugh. I didn't want to be, one of those.
He's a little dude, isn't he?
Yeah, he says, he looks exactly like
big ass head.
A lot of these guys, like, you think, like, a lot of these guys would have security around them and stuff like that. They're
not expecting anything from no goddamn gamers.
Yeah, you're right.
They're into the fucking,
I thought they would have somebody like when Phil and all of they just came up like normal dudes, like just coming like an entourage, and I was like, maybe you have one guy. Like
the average person wouldn't notice these motherfuckers in the streets. You wouldn't know who the fuck this is. You can sit and who the fuck
pretty much.
Who the fuck is Phil Spencer?
But there are weirdos out there. I mean, personally, for me, I'd have one, and probably Aaron's that dude. He probably throw some fists if he had to. But I do think that like they really are a close knit group. When they all came down, it was just like as if like when you were.
So you know who you were, Tim Dog?
Yeah, well, he didn't know. Phil didn't know until Aaron introduced me, and then everyone's like, "You're Tim Dog," and basically that was like 15 interactions like that. Like I was there, they didn't know who I was, and then they're like, "You're Tim Dog," and then I shook their hands, and then we talked.
Yeah, you should say, "I'm Tim Dog from the Big Game of Small Talk Podcast."
No, I said BGST. They said, "Are you Tim Dog?" I said BGST.
See, we had some representation there, dude. But what was interesting, and that I absolutely loved was I saw a lot of people use Southbound. A bunch of people posting pictures of you with people from Xbox. You never saw any of that with anybody from Sony at all. You never saw it, and I think that is you kind of get the feeling that these guys are rich and they're and it's a business, but that they also actually give a shit about
very arrogant people. They have always been a very arrogant company, always. I think Sony still think. Don't get me wrong, the PS4's kicking ass, but Sony in the whole, they have that very cocky, very smug, thing with them. They've always been like that. That's nothing new. You can tell by their customer service, bro.
I talked to a lot of the Xbox people. I'm talking about low level, not in a low level, but just not as high executive level as like an Aaron, just like guys that just make it work. Mm-hmm. And everyone is pretty much like, they're told to be humble. Like they learn their lesson, and it really shows. I mean, Phil is just like, that's just the way they are. They're just normal dudes. Like, and they interact with you on that level. That's what's so like strange. Is that I don't really think I'm not taking a shot at Sony, but I don't think that they're really on that level. Like they're
not.
They're just not. They don't really interact with the fans. I mean, Aaron was just like talking to everyone, like everyone, like take a picture, take thousands of pictures. I mean, just nonstop. And like I said, I was telling Crap before on the pre-show before the show started. Those guys, man, you think that they lived the life of Riley? Those guys, you're talking 16-hour days, then next day 16-hour days, next day 16-hour day. Like when they have these type of events, and it's not like something where you can go sleep in a corner. Like on some jobs you can go find a spot in a freaking locker and fall asleep or whatever. To do whatever you got to do if you're gonna work 16 hours. But these guys just always have to be on point. So I was telling him, I was like, I don't know how they do it, man. I don't know how physically they do it. They must drink a lot of coffee, or I don't know.
It's a lot of coke.
I don't think they're doing that, but it's just crazy. So I don't really I have a newfound respect. Like Aaron was just run ragged. I mean, he was doing the fan fest, and I kept up with them because, like I said, I was pretty much invited to all the events. So I kept up with them on Fan Fest, and then Sunday came, and then I went to dinner with Mike Ybarra, and all that stuff. And then they had another party that I was telling him, the Ryan McCaffrey party, where I think that the third day after E3, there was like a third-party showing or whatever, and I don't know if it really was for fans, but Aaron still invited me, but I was just like, I was so shot at the time. I was like, nah. I was like, I'd rather, I mean, I could have been hanging out with all these dudes, and it was so like, cause like after E3, I was shot. You're talking about 7 hours sleep for those 2 days, from Saturday night. Because after
this is when you came to see me, got you an 8-ball before you went on this trip, man. Get a couple wines, drunk you a couple rock stars, a couple Red Bulls, and been up that motherfucker, man.
Well, I gotta live, so I don't know if I I felt like I was gonna, like, seriously, like, it was just insane experience. You guys really got to try to get it out there next year. I mean,
well, yeah, I mean,
see, the thing is, I learned a lot. I learned where all the events are now. It used to be held at the Gallon, it was held in the Gallon Center this year. Now next year it's not going. It's going to be in town, like right where. But traveling, I was traveling an hour in and an hour out
to get to E3.
Yeah, LA is whacked as far as there.
I thought you were right there, like you left the hotel.
No, that's what you got to do. You got to get it. You got to, and it's so expensive, but you kind of maybe double up with somebody.
Or book in advance.
Yeah, even so, probably like the JP Marriott, which is probably the place you want to be.
You think Phil Spencer them stay an hour away too?
What? No, they stay all there. They're all at JP Marriott and all of the surrounding areas. Like, they're right there.
Now, let me ask you something. Were you like, I mean, when you're there at the E3 conference, obviously, what was like, is it really electric? Because a lot of times it sounds subdued over when you're watching it. You know what I mean? You don't hear the crowd as much.
Yeah, the backwards compatibility thing. And like I was talking to you. Anybody who watched the Giant Bomb, where he's with Kudo, Phil's with Kudo, and he talks about the people behind that right before they were reading the teleprompter. Well, I was one of those people. I was 5 feet away from Phil, and I was like, oh wow! I was like, holy, I just like that. You heard a few people because I was reading the teleprompter. But when he said that, he was struggling to even, like, I couldn't even hear him. It was so loud. In the Gallon Center, it was so loud I couldn't even hear. Like, he was struggling, and he even said it. He was struggling to make that announcement because it was just, that place erupted. I mean, it was at the point there was a few people that got up, and like when you're at like an event and you're like, maybe we should get up to give him a standing O. Like, I was like maybe I should get up. Like, it was long. It was really it was, in my experience with E3, it was Microsoft's best moment.
Yeah.
It was like a real like.
Well, they started off so strong. It was like the 1-2 buckle my shoe. It was like you got the Halo stuff, which looks phenomenal. Like we did the live broadcast, and you hear like 4 grown men like, "Holy shit, this game looks amazing! Wow, oh my gosh, did you see that? Did you see that?" Yeah. I mean, that's like live reaction. Yeah, but then it was like you saw Halo 5, and then it went to Recore, so we were like,
which is crazy.
We didn't even know anything about that game, so it was a surprise. Yeah, so that was cool. So we got the Halo 5 and then the Recore, and then they come out with the backwards compatibility and a new controller announcement. And I was like, it's a wrap, man. Yeah. Sony doesn't even even have to show up.
I felt exactly the same way. I did feel like the show didn't finish as strong. I felt like the Gears demo was a little rushed. I think that they wanted to show the gameplay. So it wasn't really the Rock'em Sock'em Gears 4 that we were expecting. Everyone was expecting.
Oh man, I know. Yeah, I was excited about Gears, but we saw actual gameplay. I just thought they took too much time on that sizzle reel with them fucking indies. I was in here pulling my hair. Like,
dude, next gen and them were convinced. They were convinced it was 20 minutes long, but then when you go back, it's only like 9
everyone
minutes.
does that. Yeah. I mean, I mean, Cuphead's cool, but like, to be honest, at that point, I was just like waiting for a huge announcement. I was just like, okay, get this out of the way.
And another thing I think that hurt them too, you may feel different, is that the multi-platform they showed, we already knew about. You know what I mean? Like, it was big for Sony because Sony had Hitman. We didn't see anything from Hitman, which looked awesome. Then they showed the Star Wars game. Like, oh shit, that looks amazing.
Well, actually, I saw the Star Wars stuff the day before at the or earlier in the day at the E3 at the EA conference.
I thought EA was after.
No, EA was after Microsoft.
Okay, I'm just saying, but it's still. I didn't see it. But you know, I mean, I didn't watch EA's conference.
Yeah.
I watched Microsoft, and that was it.
I think you know what I think it was for me is that they had multiplats that I'm more apt to get. Like I don't care about Fallout 4 or
Yeah, I'm not getting Fallout
or Dark
4.
Souls. You know what I mean? I
Right,
don't care about those games. So
Yeah, I would give the advantage to Sony on the third party, but we all knew
yeah,
that.
the showing of the multiplats.
But that's like, yeah, I mean, like it's multiplats. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I know, but you know, presentation is a thing. But it was that goddamn indie sizzle reel. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, well, they had the Titanfall announcement. That was kind of leaked the day before. If that wasn't leaked, we would have been like EA Access Titanfall. You would have been more excited. But we had already known that. Yeah, I felt like the conference, the first 45 to 50 minutes, amazing, a 10. It definitely fizzled out. Gears 4 is definitely going to come back better. It's just kind of like where Uncharted 4, you saw the PSX demo, and then you see
it didn't crash.
Yeah, and then you see it at E3. It's a lot different. So I talked to Josh at Gears, and he told me that the biggest thing was they wanted to show the gameplay.
Yeah,
they didn't want a CGI, so you know, I'm not going to kill them for that, but you know, everyone.
What's so actual gameplay? I was happy about that, and you know, I didn't have a problem with the Gears.
Like everyone, in my go on.
No. What I was going to ask you something totally different. So, but I was saying, finish what you were going to say.
No, I just felt like everyone wanted Marcus. I know I wanted. I was like, "Who's this guy?" All right, he's
that kind of sucked. Was we didn't know who they were, but I thought like the game itself looked phenomenal.
Yeah, it looked good to me too. I'm gonna say, but let me ask you a question. At the fan event, you know, Major Nelson did this. Oh my God! I just learned out something new. What the fuck was that?
That was the HoloLens thing.
That was his reaction to HoloLens.
Yeah.
I think that was it might have been the Halo one. Did you mess with HoloLens at all, Tim?
No, but I Southbound did, and Paul Riviera, he's a really good guy. He's from LA area. He actually used it. The field of view thing that people talking about, it's not real. It's not as overblown as they're making it. Everyone that was listen, they needed the second day of Halo 5 and the HoloLens, the place was closed at 10 a.m. The place the line was, I walked the whole line. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I got up to the last person, she said it's closed. But everyone that used it really their mind was blown. Like, and the big thing with that is that if you're hearing field of view problems, some people have complained that it doesn't fit their head correctly, or you know, the head placement. Like if you put it on and it fits you like a glove, you know, you're in for a real experience. Now if you put it on and it's a little adjusting, you have to adjust. You know, your eyes might be a little bit above it. You have to. It could be maybe a little. You have to do the right adjustment, or you know, and obviously they're still building this thing too. But when people have, like Paul said, he was just absolutely amazed with the field of view. And everyone, like when I seen with that line, because when I was there, I was actually talking to Albert right in front of the line, and I was going to ask for a VIP or anything, because that's just I don't do that, but. People that were just freaking.
You should have been like, I want to check out this HoloLens. They let Yoshida go to the front.
I'll stand on the line. I was ready to stand on the line day 2. That's why I got there early, and I get there. I get to the front of the line. I'm like, okay. Start walking down. I'm like, all right. And then I'm walking down. I'm like, how long is this from here? 2 hours and a half from this point. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I'm walking down. Again, and then I'm where that area, if you ever see where the PlayStation and Xbox is, that hallway, that's where the line ended. And then the person there's like, I'm like, can I stand on this? She's like, it's closed.
Hey. let me ask you a question. Did you see anything interesting from Sony on the floor? How the game look?
The Street Fighter 5 looks great.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a little tough pill to swallow for us, for Xbox fans.
It's not a tough pill for me. I don't like Street Fighter. So.
Well, I like Street Fighter.
Graphically, it looks nice though.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. You'll be proud of it. Yeah.
So
will I. That looked good. I saw Deceit here. That was like an open line. Until that didn't impress me. Until Dawn. All right, it's not, you know, that's not AA, it's not AAA. Yeah. I don't care. You can't compare that stuff to Tomb Raider. You know, I saw Dragon Quest Heroes.
Dragon Quest Heroes, yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's like a Wii U game or a Wii game. Star Fox Zero, believe it or not, Nintendo had some interesting. So I felt Nintendo's was more interesting. I saw Battlefront 2. It's just.
Yeah, Battlefront. That looks phenomenal.
It's COD's in trouble. Everyone was just. I was mind blown when I saw it. I'm like,
well,
wow.
you know what's in trouble is the thing that for COD was Microsoft was smart and got out of their deal, right? Because you see that each Call of Duty has dropped, and this last one, Advanced Warfare, dropped something like 35%.
I wish Microsoft would have got Battlefront. Now that you think about it, that game does look.
It's a good marketing deal for them for sure.
Yeah, what's weird is Sony has back-to-back marketing. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're going to be marketing Battlefront and Call of Duty like back-to-back.
Well, the big thing with Battlefront is that you can get it first on Xbox with
I'm surprised they didn't announce a beta or something for the PS4 owners. You know what I mean? Since they got their marketing deal must not be as heavy as like the Destiny or Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like they're marketing it or whatever. But for me, I was like, I pre-ordered it. I think that game looks phenomenal. And I'm happy that it's not.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I'm happy that it's not just a reskinned Battlefield because I don't like Battlefield. You know what I mean? I wanted it to have that third-person aspect, and I wanted it to be Star Wars and it looks like that. You know what I mean? It looks like they've done a really good job on that. What do you think got the biggest kind of pop? Was it, hey, did you know, like, when Mike Ibarra come out there and was like, we don't make you pay for games you already own?
Yeah, that was a drop the moment, Mike. Mike dropped the mic.
I was like, oh shit! I mean, like to the fans, and I even messaged Greenberg this. I was like, hey, the fans knew what that was for. You know what I mean? Like not everybody might have got that. You know, the average person's like, okay, that's cool, so you don't have to pay. But really, that's a fucking. He went up to Sony and slapped him in the face. Yeah, I mean that was like, I mean Sony's not a person, but he's fucking. He went out. He lined up Yoshida and Kaz and fucking the lesbian looking at him boys and fucking just did like a Three Stooges slap. You know what I mean? Like fucking. And it was great. I love that. That was probably my favorite moment.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much my favorite. I just the way he just comes in. You know, it's funny because we were out to dinner. He took us out to dinner. He took Southbound, Beard, and Doc, all of us to dinner. And we were talking about it, and he's like, yeah, he wouldn't elaborate, but he's like, yeah, I got my 1 minute spot. Like he made a comment, but little did he know that he had to drop the mic moment that we've all been waiting for. So
yeah, who's that? Wait, I just came back to the mic. Who's that?
Mike Ibarra. Yeah, and he's like right now he's the hot item in Microsoft. Like after that, because in my opinion, that nobody knew that this was the backward compatibility. Now listen, I thought it was a big announcement.
American ingenuity. I said this earlier in a comment. Microsoft are software gods. They did something, and Sony even came out and said, we thought it's a miracle. We never thought it would happen. It took us completely by surprise. And you can tell, Sony has not been doing anything in the news lately. They're like, because what are they going to say? You got people complaining that they've got to pay for games that they already have to do the streaming PlayStation Now stuff, and Microsoft and Microsoft just lets you play your old games, and they're going to have hundreds of titles, and they let the fans interact to get the titles pushed to the front that we want first.
That's great, and everyone's voting. Like, you know, I had told, I don't know if I told you, I had met the head engineer of backwards compatibility, and I had like maybe a 7-minute conversation with him, and I told him exactly what you guys said. I said, from all the fans, from the bottom of our heart, thank you. You were told that was impossible, and you made it possible. And you know, he took my words. I could tell he took them pretty deeply. Like he was like thank you. And then he's like, I wanted to get it to work for myself, and he had his friend who was another engineer on the team. He's like, yeah, like we want it to work for us. They were like, you know, they'd be like, I thought it would be cool to play 360 on Xbox with streaming and with all this stuff and broadcasting. So yeah, I made sure that the fans thanked him. That guy and that team. Like you said, I guess it's American ingenuity. That's pretty cool. It's very true, man. They deserve it. They don't get the feel good articles that really should be out there. I mean, they did something that people said was impossible. That if you put on GAF, you would get shut down. If you put on any kind of forum, they would say impossible. Shut up.
Oh well, all we heard was on the forums and stuff were. Nobody wants that anyway, right? Like after they announced it, who cares? Maybe if it was at launch, it would have been good. Are you kidding me? They've already got over 1 million votes for backwards compatibility games.
That's what he told me. You know, they went down. Xbox went down to E3, but he had told me that back to engineer, and this is why I said about the thank you, but this is what I was trying to get. My point was trying to get at. He told me that all the numbers spiked up. Everything spiked up. 24% preview requests.
I've got 425 preview requests since E3. People have messaged me on Xbox or on this or my Facebook thing. They're like, "Can you get me an invite to the preview program?" So everybody wants to be a part of that, and obviously the reason why you want to be a part of that is because you want that backwards compatibility, and not only that, but this makes the games with gold on 360 all the better, right?
Yeah. Like it's getting four games now.
Yeah, and so what's really interesting is like the momentum is really starting to pick up. Yeah, they lost what the hell was that? May.
Yeah, about 13,000. 13,000.
Yeah, 13,000. So, but they had won April, and now it looks like I would be seriously shocked and surprised if they didn't win June.
It'll be close, but I think
they might not win.
I think once you get we know it now, and this is the way it works too. Well, it worked with DRM and it worked with all this stuff. We know it now. Casuals will start to know it in October when they're going to start putting their money in their pockets, the moms, the dads. That's when you're going to really see like crazy numbers from Microsoft. I really believe that you could see the momentum right now. Nobody thought that. I mean, I don't care what Microsoft says. I mean, somebody says they knew, but I don't think they knew because I knew after that conference. I was stressing. I was like, okay, so because I'm an honest guy. If I felt Sony trumped them, I would say Sony won. So I'm like, I'm at FanFest and like I'm meeting like the guy from Recore, and I'm just thinking like, what's Sony gonna do? This is gonna, I gotta say if we lose, it's gonna stink. But the fact of the matter is that the days after, you could see how much backward compatibility. I mean, you were talking about it the day after, the next day, the next day, the next day.
Yeah.
We're still talking about it.
Yeah, it's still like a top thing. Yeah.
Get Black Ops 2 on, please, Tim, please.
Yeah. You know what? I was like right there. I was like, hey, get Assassin's Creed Rogue because Xbox One owners would probably buy that because a lot of people upgraded. And before that game came out, I'm agreeing with you 100% on the momentum thing because Microsoft is doing that. They had a stellar E3. Sony, in my opinion, they shaved a half hour off their normal 2-hour E3, and they're not even going to be at Gamescom. That left a big opportunity for Microsoft, and their two-show thing, while it was bold not to show Crackdown or Scalebound or Quantum Break, will look absolutely genius come Gamescom. I'm 100%
Gamescom is going to be where you reap your benefits.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
The thing where all Xbox fans go in and be like, "All right, we got nothing to worry about. We're just seeing crazy news today." So
yeah, you could just chill and relax and see all the good news, and there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Not only that, I think what'll be even better is you lead into that with a win in June MPD, which I'm hoping they do, and also
no crap because they got the Batman module.
But the Batman
bundle, they have it's going to be close.
It is, but you know what? Microsoft was giving away a free game during that, and that game was Batman.
Doing the 175
I seen a lot of people that got that Batman bundle.
It's probably going to be close, but like I said, I mean, you're going to see crooked numbers. You're going to see crooked numbers October, November.
Well, here's the interesting thing too was Microsoft was offering it was a couple free games, and they also the white Xbox came out at the end of May, so really we wouldn't start seeing that kind of bump until June. So I think it could be close, but anyway, say they get that win, and not only that, but then they go into Gamescom having a really good, for the first time in a long time, Games for Gold, where they're giving out their first AAA, I think, with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is really cool, and then Gears 3, yeah.
To me, I feel like the momentum's going to grow. Like, if they win by 4,000 units or they lose by 4,000 units, it's a wash in June. You're talking about, you look at December and you look at November of last year, they sold about 730,000 more consoles in the United States than Sony did. You're talking now another month. In September they might win as well because they have Forza as well.
And
You're talking about you know, we're talking about 12,000 and 13,000. You're talking about a million, possible million console difference in those 3 months. So,
well, you know what? I tried to say that, and I'll let you finish. I know I just short spaced you, but what people don't realize is the rest of the year, even like last year when Sony was winning, they were winning by like 10,000, 8,000, 14. You know what I'm saying? It was never like a huge number. So if you can go back and forth and keep it close all year and then win by 1 million at the holidays,
well, yeah.
I mean, you're going to come out looking okay. And
there's a very good chance that Microsoft could. There's a chance, not maybe very good, but there is a suggestible chance that Microsoft is going to be the worldwide leader at the end of January. Now, or the end of December. I do think that Sony is in a no situation. They're going to drop their price to $349. But what that does is that kind of puts Microsoft not really in a bad position, because now people, like I said, you're dealing with guys like me and you and Zaire. We're hardcore. We know everything ins and out. People look at the systems, and then all of a sudden they look at them and then they say, well, maybe they're on the same level, or Xbox is, it does more, when they're the same price. So it's not exactly they're going to drop their price, but I don't think that people are just going to because the PlayStation 4 is $349 are going to run out and get it. They're going to see Halo. They're going to see Forza. Yeah. They're going to see backwards compatibility commercials. They're going to see people playing 360 games, streaming it. They're going to see their friends, the little people, the little kids streaming their 360 games to their. I just did it on my laptop and my Surface, and the thing is flawless on Wi-Fi. If you guys haven't done the streaming, I mean.
We can stream that? I got a new system, man, and
you gotta get back to streaming. Yeah, it's very simple. It's awesome too. I'm sitting in my bed playing Batman on my Sony Vaio, believe it or not, laptop, and it's flawless. I'm watching the TV.
How do you do it?
It's just you just stream. You got to go in the settings. You have to enable it in the console. You have to have the certain version on your Windows 10. You have to have Windows 10 to do it. But if you need to do it, I could walk you through it in 10 minutes. It's easy.
Yeah.
And you would love it, because you probably love hanging out, chilling in your bed, playing on whatever. You have a Mac though. That's the problem.
I got a PC too.
But you got a PC sit down. You don't have a laptop PC.
I got a laptop too.
Well, if you upgrade to Windows 10.
Yeah, because I got a new rig, and I had installed by mistake to the C drive, which was my SSD.
Mm-hmm.
The really quick one, and I don't have enough space. I gotta find out how to delete that shit off. Windows 8 is so fucking different than regular.
Yeah, Windows 8 was. Windows 10 is a lot better.
Yeah, so I gotta do it. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna hook my thing back up and try to clear that fucking SSD drive.
Well, I mean, for your laptop and for the thing, the streaming's awesome, and that's what the 360, the backwards compatibility, that's so cool. You can now broadcast 360. It was never done last generation.
On Twitch.
You could do streaming, and you could get cheap achievements now.
Not only that, but check, you can get you can take screenshots of your backwards compatible 360 games. You can take clip. You can do all that stuff.
Record studios and all that stuff too.
Yeah, you can. Like I took, I tested Mass Effect 1. You know what? I was at GameStop and people were buying Mass Effect 1.
Damn.
Right? I'm like, holy shit.
I was actually thinking about going to GameStop, and I'm like, I want to get this game Banjo.
Dude, people were. They were like, hey, man, and you know what else was? I did a video. I think I did a hangout like this the other day. After post E3, Microsoft dominated the social media with like almost 5 million positive messages or whatever, and their stuff was the #1 pre-ordered stuff. Forza 5 or Forza 6 saw over 1,000. But I'm talking about worldwide as far as the social media.
Yeah, no. 81% of Twitter was Xbox mentions.
Yeah, so I mean, like, even though a lot of places in the media and stuff tried to make, oh man, Sony, actually it was a lot less saying Sony won than what I thought would be. You know what I mean? But you had the typical ones. Well, you know, Shenmue and The Last Guardian and this. But when you start to peel that onion back a bit, you're like, okay, well, The Last Guardian was just a demo that we saw from 7 years ago. No release date. This is starting to look fishy again. And then they come out the next day and said, well, this game probably isn't even releasing next year. So I mean, here we go again with that situation.
Demo either. It
looked it looked terrible.
The Shenmue thing, I heard they're still at like 3.6. That's just.
Yeah. But speaking of Shen fucking Moo, which I don't understand, how the hell are they going to, you know, Yoshida, you know, since we love this game, you love his. But I'm not saying that he said that, but he only fucking donates $29. And he gave an interview with fucking Play, and it's not he gave an interview with PlayStation Life, you know, style or whatever the fuck the case may be, and he told them he left with 29. He couldn't make it even 30. Could you imagine that if Phil Spencer and Phil Spencer and saying Blizzard wanted to bring back and start a Kickstarter for Project Gotham, and
there would be all types of.
And Phil Spencer gave a $29 donation. Could you imagine that?
Oh, it would be a free. Imagine NeoGaf. Like I said, El Toro, that guy, he like El Toro. They got like their guys that are very, very good. They're like savvy, but they don't like technical savvy. They don't do stuff like that against Sony. They only do it against Microsoft. Like something like that. If that had happened at the Microsoft conference, that thread would be very funny on NeoGaf because you would have a guy like El Toro have some hilarious, GIF or whatever that he would only make, you know, against Microsoft. He would never do that against Sony because, as we know, you know, GIF we know about the whole story. But so yeah, you know, they got to pass. That was, believe me, in the industry, that wasn't, you know. I don't think that was a good idea. I think that came off a little bad, and it's looking like they're saying like $5 million for it won't be an open world game. $10 million open world. I mean,
yeah, man, they out there scamming. What the fuck going on?
I think Sony should have just got behind them. But the bottom line is that as much as people go crazy about Shenmue 3,
no one bought it.
Nobody's going to buy it, and then it's not really something that people want to get behind because it's just. You know, you're probably not going to
it almost bankrupt Sega twice. You know, it was before its time. And what kills me, most people they pumping their fist for Shenmue never played the first or the second one.
Right.
You know, like come on. I mean, it's a good game though.
They're fanatics that want it. Let's get you, and they'll buy 17 copies. But those people are in the 0.001%. Most.
Hey, let's be honest too. That Kickstarter has dropped off dramatically.
Yeah, they're like 3.6 or something.
Yeah, like he put it in all. Like you thought everybody was like, oh, it's going to reach that, and you know, and he keeps adding to it, 10 million. But now that we all know that Sony's involved in this funding in some matter, publishing and funding for the PS4 development. Now that people know that, people are starting to level off, and I think that's good because you don't need even though we rag on Sony for not having money, they don't have money in the terms of Microsoft, but they've still a multi-billion-dollar corporation and they spent more money to fund Destiny and Call of Duty DLC than they would have for Shenmue. You know what I mean? So I think that people are actually kind of wising up a bit, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, you know, I think Sony, you know, like the whole thing was when that Shenmue, you know, everyone got behind it. GAF was real pro it, and then they got the 2 million. You know, everyone expected Sony, and that's the truth. Everyone expected Sony they get the 2 million to be like, all right, come in, we're gonna, you know, this is now us, and try to get behind it. That didn't happen. You could see Sony is just like, if you can get it funded, you know, we'll help you out. You know, there's no getting behind something, and that's a direct. That's never been really done. You know, like Microsoft gets behind their projects, like Sunset Overdrive. They acted like that thing was a first-party game. They were all over that. They put buku money, like a lot of money, into marketing, and the fact is that it's the first time they're trying this, and I don't know. It just seems like it's haphazard, and it's just not going to work out. I don't think Shenmue 3 is going to be good, even if they make the game. There's just too many things up in the air, and I don't think it's the correct way to nurture a game like that. You want the person who's publishing your game or behind it to be behind it, not at arm's length. It's just weird.
There's a lot of shadiness involved in that. You know what I mean? People just want to know what's going on, and so far we haven't really got.
Well, they extended it to 11 million now. I mean, like that's the thing that I don't like. Like if 5 million, we won't be able to give you a open world experience. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, and Shenmue was always.
Now you want me to give $100 so I can get an open world experience?
Yeah,
like it's just weird, and you're putting the fans in a tough position. I mean, I just don't think it's. I don't really think it's really cool. I don't see Microsoft ever doing it.
Well, what did you think about Sony saying they were real quick to say we have a list of games that we would love to do this with?
I think that it's possible that you listen. I talked to a lot of industry people. During the thing, the industry is not as healthy as you think it is. There's a lot of these big projects that costing more and more money to make, and then if they don't sell because they have bad frame rates, and the fans from both sides go after the games, it's really hurting the industry. So there's a lot of risk right now.
Yeah.
Going on, and that goes for Microsoft and it goes for Sony. Sony might be a little more aware of it. Or they might be less inclined to put money behind it. So I do think that this is definitely a possibility where if this does become a success, Sony's going to do it again. To me, I don't know. I just don't think it's the right way to make it.
Yeah, you know what? I think the fact that it's stalled so fast and people are so kind of questioning it, I guess already. I think that it kind of nips that in the bud, in my opinion, because look. If I'm a Microsoft guy, if Microsoft were to come to me and say, hey, we could get a new Mech Warrior or a new this, but we need you guys to put $5 million up for it first, I'd say, go pack sand, Microsoft. You must be crazy. You know what I mean? That's what I would say because, look, I bought their console. I buy their games new. I pay for Xbox Live. I buy all Microsoft products. I buy multiple Xbox consoles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I support them in every way possible, but I am not going to fucking fund games and then buy the games too. You know what I mean? That to me, where the hell does that end?
It just puts like the fans in a precarious position. I think. I mean, I understand that we do have a problem in the industry, and a lot of these games can potentially cripple studios because you put so much money into it, and then like you look at The Order, and that game. They didn't make no money on that. They lost money in the end.
That's why they're not working with Sony anymore. That's why they broke off.
Exactly, because that's and the person I talked to said that either we have to change as gamers, okay, as far as not going after each other the way we do, which I don't really think is going to happen because that's just the nature of the beast. There's a lot of bad blood, but who knows? But he said either that or we get less games, which is probably possible as far as Xbox having 4 AAAs and Sony having 4 AAAs now. It might be 2 AAAs for both, or maybe this Kickstarter stuff works. I mean, if the Kickstarter stuff works and successful, what do you do then? Does Microsoft start doing it too? You know what I mean? Like that's why it's an interesting thing. I don't think that Shenmue 3 is going to be what fans want it, and I think it's just people putting their money behind it. They're gonna feel like I'm sure people put more than $29 into it, so that person's gonna say, you know what, I want this game to be a certain way, and then there's another person who says I want it to be this way. It's just you're just opening a can of worms, in my opinion. I just can't see it working where everyone's happy, especially the way we are. You know what I mean? Like I just think Shenmue 3 is just. I don't know.
They should have left it alone.
What if they don't get it off the ground? Does the money go back to the people?
I'm not sure, but I mean it's like 2 years later because that game's not even supposed to come out till 2000. They say December 2017, but most likely after that.
So what happens if they only get $4 million funding? And
well, they say they're still going to make the game, but it's not going to be like an open world game, right? Like it's not going to. So I mean, what's the point? Shenmue.
It's going to be. That's exactly what people, the hardcores that are probably putting the most money in, don't want. You don't want a platform or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't want something on.
Yeah, here's Super Mario Brothers with the Shenmue skin over it. Here's your Shenmue 3.
You know, they want open world. They want, next gen stuff. So that's where the whole Kickstarter thing is just. It's just, in my opinion, I could never see Microsoft even attempt it. Like, you would be laughed out of the room.
Oh, I would laugh them out of the room.
I think what happened here is that Sony was maybe feeling a little pressure from, the sparse comments, and because that deal seems like it was just a deal that was just hashed up like 2 weeks before or whatever. Like, maybe they got together and Suzuki and they were like, let's just do this, let's just announce it. I think that was just like, I don't think that was planned for a long time, in my opinion.
Did you hear the rumor that Sony had this whole PlayStation Now thing like scheduled to go at E3 and they canceled it? They were supposed to talk about it in some kind of new service or whatever. I don't know, with their game streaming, but I guess after Microsoft announced backwards compatibility, how are you going to talk about charging people? I got kicked out of my own call. What the hell?
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I got kicked out. But anyway,
are we live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Okay, good.
For some reason, it kicked me out. But anyway, what did you think about that rumor that they were going to talk about like PlayStation Now and stuff, but then decided not to because Microsoft did the backwards compatibility?
It's very possible. I mean, that's. You think about that. They put $374 million for Kotaku.
Yeah. What is that, Gaikai?
Kotaku or whatever. I can't.
Yeah, it's Gaikai. You're thinking of something else.
And then they had for on live whatever. I don't know what the money is.
Yeah, they paid more money.
They did that with all that money. They put that money in, and they put out a service that's inferior to what Microsoft's putting out, and Microsoft's putting it out for free.
Yeah.
I mean, the days of Microsoft being this evil company and this and that, Microsoft's putting this out for free because of their engineers and their prowess.
They want the all-in-one box, and I've heard a rumor that they're going to make the original Xbox backwards compatible.
At this point, you look at the reaction.
Yeah.
I attach achievements to them.
Well, you could. There's this software, right? There's this software that you can use where, like, maybe you could do it differently. Where, like, okay, you beat old school game and you get 1,000 gamer score. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
or just,
like 500 for the 500 gamer score to complete. Just want to let's think of an OG Xbox game.
Or say like Shenmue 2. You beat that and you get like 550 or 6.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
At this point, the reaction that they got to put it on the table, and it's possible.
And you know why I say it's possible, and even though I'm not a big tech guy, is because the original Xbox is x86 architecture, same thing as the Xbox One, so they could do hardware backwards compatibility, whereas the 360 is emulation backwards compatibility.
Right, so they could just have the Xbox, OG Xbox emulated.
Yes, they could easily
copy what they're doing. If anybody said, I remember we were actually talking about it, we thought it was more possible that you could do the OG Xbox than the 360. Everyone's like, 360 NVIDIA, forget it.
Yeah.
Get out of that conversation.
No chance. That's what they said.
Everyone said that, and I was believing it too.
I never thought. I was like, there's no way will they be able to.
Yeah, and they did it. So. It was huge, so I could see that, and I already see, like I said, my Twitter feed is every day I wake up to, Tim, please get Phil to get Black Ops 2. I'm like, it's number 2 rated, just go vote for it. And like
people want like the Gears games, they want the older Call of Duties because, like even me, I would love to use the Xbox One controller with like Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops. Because those are the last decent. Yeah, those were the last. Oh my gosh, that thing.
Oh God, I'm just telling you, talking about COD.
Yeah,
those people are gonna be mad. The professional.
Well, what's funny is like people are like nobody's ever gonna buy that, and it was like number 10. It was like in the top 10 of Amazon for days.
When that gets outside in the wild.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now that I'm ready to return 3 of my Xbox controllers for 1.
I mean, look,
I had it
thing looks
hands
really
on.
cool.
I had it hands on. It is absolutely hands above the best controller out there. There is no debate. Like people say Xbox One versus PS4, there is no debate. This thing is just, it's heavy. The disc is so comfortable. The sticks, if you like high placement sticks, low placement sticks, all the firmware and all the button mapping is done at the controller level. You know how we you do the firmware updates? Well, to your, when an update comes out, it's done at the controller level. So what that means is you get no lag, and there's this button where you switch. So you're going to be playing Black Ops, or you're going to be playing some tournament game where you could actually switch your configurations within milliseconds. So people playing with this controller are going to have a distinct advantage over just you playing and me playing over it. So unfortunately the price is steep, and for me, I'm like 150. If I spend 70 more, I can get a Wii U, and I can get Star Fox Zero.
Which, hey, that game looks good. I'm not going to lie.
Looks very good.
You know what? That game looked better than anything Sony showed. I'm not going to lie.
And the tennis looks good, too.
Yeah, and it comes out this year. You know what I mean? Like, that was the biggest disappointment I had for Sony's is, like, I'm not even going to turn on my PS4 the rest of this year.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, that's how it is. There's
until Dawn doesn't look good, I can tell you that. I mean, it just looks whatever.
I was never going to get that anyway.
Nobody was playing it.
Yeah.
Until Dawn, Decidia, come on. What else do they have?
Everybody hyped up Persona, and it didn't even show it at E3.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, I don't know. That game is just. I have no idea what's going on with that game. I know Showstopper loves it, but.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be.
I'm not gonna be playing it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I just think that that. What Microsoft is doing is listening to the fans, and I think Sony is scrambling a little bit. They're a little bit perplexed. You know what I'm saying? I think they're a little bit more up against the ropes than people realize.
I think that they're working, but I think that Microsoft is just a well-oiled machine right now.
Yeah, they're getting outworked.
It's like I talked to Albert, and he's like, I can't tell you, Tim, but we're 3 years ahead. You guys have no idea what's going on for you guys.
Yeah,
just wait. So, I mean, you're talking about, and I talked to Yusef Mehdi, and he's like, we just got back to normal. Like, their goal is way ahead of what they just announced. That's what's so sick. I talked to Yusef Mehdi, who was talking to Satya Nadella, who's completely behind Xbox now.
Yeah, he just came out and said that today. So all the media and all the people that are like, man, they're gonna sell it off, or they don't care about it. When the CEO of the company mentions it in a memo and says it's an integral part to Microsoft, Xbox, and the games, and we have all this stuff.
He was there at E3. I talked to him. He asked me questions. Like we were on the floor, and I mean, it's just sick. I mean, this guy is one of the biggest CEOs, and he's talking to Xbox fans. And when you got that type of backing, I mean, it's gonna pay off.
Yeah.
The Xbox goodwill is gonna pay off. It's like, you know me, I'm fighting all the wars and all the stuff. Right now, I'm at the point where if you don't like Xbox, that's on you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, come on, I don't want to tell you why you should like it. You got to find out for yourself. And you gotta see what this team's doing. I mean, I was a part of it, so now I feel even deeper, and like those people live for it. Like you talk about Larry. I thought Larry I wouldn't like. Larry's freaking cool. Like he's the spark energy of that. He is like the guy that just is constant energy, and he can. He
does a good job. You know what? I can imagine. Like this is what I get the feeling with him is that he probably has taken. I would hope that it wasn't the case, but a lot of trolls, I would say, have maybe taken his toll. Like, I noticed he wasn't as friendly, like, on Twitter and stuff as he used to be. Like, you remember all the shit that he got? He was in memes and all this, Angry Joe.
Yeah, Neo Gaff was part of that, a big part.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I mean, the guy, he does,
And I had my times where I was pissed at Larry, but meeting Larry and really seeing him firsthand and talking to him and, little jokes here and there, these guys are.
Did you shake his hand?
Yeah,
well,
I got the
you know what
picture.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He came up to me. He's like, "I'm a little disappointed in you, Tim." Like he's like, "You didn't talk about the handshake," and then I'm like, "Oh." He was just very. I love Larry. Like now I'd say I know I've been a past where I actually was pissed at Larry. I actually told Larry to F off once on Twitter because I was so pissed. But now knowing with him, he is just he's awesome. He's awesome. Albert's awesome.
I don't ever see him respond back to nobody on Twitter.
No, he's been answering. He's been talking a lot. If you look,
I see him answer Tim Dog. Apparently, Tim Dog's got the in.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's been talking to a lot of people, but like you said, I do think that he went into a shell a little.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Mike Warrior, that that guy. He's just crazy. Every post that Larry puts up, he's like, Larry, he's just constant bashing. Like, it probably does take a toll, or you just become immune to it. But like, he even talked to me. He's like Tim. He's like, you just gotta ignore all that stuff. He's like, But meeting all those guys and seeing the way they are firsthand, there's a lot of goodwill going on, and it's just starting too. Like,
yeah, do you think that like everybody's kind of taking Phil Spencer's cue, kind of the nice guy act, and then we'll just we'll get him with
yes, kill him with kindness.
Yeah, kill him with kindness, right? Like when they you can beat them by outworking them. You know what I mean? Like
and that's pretty much.
Microsoft do to flex their fucking muscle, just drop a bomb on that bottom motherfuckers.
Well, the BC was the bomb. I mean, that was, and like you said, we can kill him with kindness, like you said. Yeah. We've been critical.
Check this out. Like I know I got an analogy here that probably most people won't get or even like the first Punisher movie, I think in 2005, where he tells John Travolta, he's like, made you kill your wife, made you kill your best friend. At the end, Sony basically, or Microsoft just did that with Sony. They said, made you spend $400 million on Guy. You know what I mean? And that's the. I mean, how awesome is that, right? Like if you're a Microsoft fan or whatever, you know what I mean, that's got to hurt, right? But Sony doesn't have like just bucks to spend, you know what I mean? I mean, like,
I think Sony's a little taken back with. I really think Mike Ybarra's team is becoming more and more of a special weapon per se, because you talk about this, like I said, at the end we're gonna get Cortana, we're gonna get a new, faster UI.
Oh, did you see that stuff? Like, holy crap, the new UI and the new.
And the thing about Ybarra that's great, and he gets a lot of pressure from marketing, and supposedly Microsoft engineering and marketing are like two different like companies. So like, they're like totally different. So like you would think that they're all in together. Like Ybarra's like he's like they wanted me to I think he felt pressure that they wanted him to push out the screenshots for he had them like done 3 months before, but he said, you know what, I'm going to do it right, and I'm not going to cave in. I want to have them PNG, which is a better file format, so you can see a better picture. So he like holds out for that. He is really, honestly, Ybarra he's on to big things. Like he is really he just came in and he's like the superstar in Microsoft right now.
Also too though, I did a video on it. That it's possible to put original Xbox games on the Xbox One.
Yeah, we already talked about that while you were taking your piss break.
I have my exercise bike came. Not to be fat anymore, bitches.
What are you putting an exercise bike on?
Yeah, I was Hey, kid, FedEx.
I wish I could do it like you, man.
Well, FedEx is at the door. They just fucking delivered it this time of day. Just delivered my shit. That's what I was doing.
No, but yeah, no, that's the thing. Like now, OG Xbox is coming. And what else can you think about?
That'd be epic. Play your Xbox games, your Xbox 360 games, and your Xbox One.
And get achievements for finishing Shenmue. Like you said, Shenmue 2, you get 500.
Yeah, because there's software that they have patented where you can go back where they could easily just add an achievement point.
Just have like a main goal achievement. I don't
beat the game and get 500 or 600 or whatever it is.
Right.
Which suits me just fine as long as you're getting something for it. You know what I mean? I would love to do that and go back and play KOTOR and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know what they can do? Yeah. A lot of those games are out of print. They can put them in there digitally.
Yeah, well, you can almost guarantee they're going to do a store, like where you
Right.
buy.
People want that, the 360 store, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that? They're thinking, holy shit, people are gonna
Buy
buy
a game
these
for
games.
$5. Buy a game
Yeah.
for $5.
They're like, people are gonna WarioWart bought Viva Pinata on 360.
Yeah, I want to
just
get
so
that.
he could play. Yeah, just so he could play it on Xbox
On your
One.
Xbox One
And he's
controller,
like he goes, you know how cool this was? He goes, I used Smart Glass to buy the game on 360, and then it automatically queues up on my Xbox One. You know what I mean?
I just learned that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
That's
there
what
you go.
I'm gonna do. I'm buying Viva Pinata. We're getting off the show. And what are the games? I'm gonna get Viva. I'm gonna buy. I'm actually gonna do this. This is how crazy it is. Now that I just found out that he did that, and I had no idea that's a good workaround because I'm all digital. I'm doing that. I'm buying.
Yeah, they have Mass Effect, but I think Mass Effect is like $20 still.
Yeah.
For the digital. Like, I have the physical copy, so I popped that in, and I was just like, holy shit, there it goes, man, Mass Effect. You know what I mean?
Wow,
I was like, I can play it.
That is a great idea. He
Yeah,
said it instantly queued, right?
Yeah, it queued up for him, and then he was able to download it. So
now you're talking about like what we were talking about Sony, how they're taking back. Wouldn't you be taken back if you were in a competitive? I mean, granted, they are doing great, and they have good things going for them. But wouldn't you be taken back when your competition is doing
Yeah, I would be like, holy shit, because first of all, Microsoft is doing monthly update. They're updating the 360 more than than Sony's updating the PS4.
And the feedback site, I mean, like I said, that feedback site before E3, the traffic went up probably 7,000%. I mean, you're getting millions of hits in a week. That was never. It was always like the top thing was 17,000 for backwards compatibility. You look at it now, it's like 71,000 votes for Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
You know, so
people want those games. You know what I mean? Like
they really want them though.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. So that's why I think that I know that you were saying that the Microsoft one, and you could definitely say it because of the way the reaction. I thought it was a draw, but that was the thing. I was happy with a draw because we got Gamescom, and we're we're the bottom of the ninth with 3 big hitters up.
I was like, fuck that draw talk, because like, as a person who has a PS4, they don't have anything that I'm going to turn that on for this year. So I was like disappointed in that aspect. Like, all the stuff they showed was like 2016, 17, 8. You know what I'm saying? It's like 3 years from now. Mm-hmm. And Microsoft showed stuff for this year, and they showed a couple of things for next year. But a lot of the stuff they're going to show for next year will be Gamescom. So like they're going to have 2 shows back to back that are going to be really impressive, and that's what I'm most interested in. You know what I mean? Like the way they did it, and you can tell.
Surprise is going to be for Gamescom.
Well, Phil said there's going to be some surprises, and he said they're going to have pretty much all new content.
I think you need a Twisted Pixel, maybe something else.
Well, I asked who was that, Captain Bones from that Sea of Thieves game from Rare, but he says that
probably not going to be there. Tim, how do you like that game?
Well, I don't know. I got to see more on that. I mean,
I fucking hate it. What the? I don't. I'm not a big fan of Rare. I must admit.
You know what? They're kind of
like their art style. I like Killer Instinct.
I understand. You got to see more of that game.
Yeah, that's not for me.
I don't even know if it's free to play. I'm going to be disappointed.
It's a MMO.
I just don't want it to be free to play, but I think it might.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do probably think it probably is going to go the same way as Fable Legends. To be honest with you, like that's what I see it as. I hope that it has some kind of like single player and that you can buy it, because it sucks, but I think that they're going to do that to help push like the whole cross-play thing with Windows 10.
Right. Basically, when you buy something, you could just play it on PC too, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could just play. Well,
I got news for you.
Phil Spencer wants you to be able to play it on whatever. You know what I mean?
Right, and you know what? Like I know that you and Show was one of our best shows. You were going.
They can't fight between these two bitches.
But you know what? They asked me about that. That's coming, bro.
Who asked you about that?
Just top guys, like, you know, like.
What's coming? What's out? Crap's coming,
or PC cross-buy deal, like it's.
Well, they're already doing it with like.
It's gonna go all that, like.
Yeah.
You know,
for all the big hitters.
Yeah, and I told them, I said, listen, I'm giving my personal opinion. You're gonna get core gamers that are Xbox are gonna be pissed off, but from the answers that they gave me, I think you're going to be buying it on your 360 and you're going to be able to play it on your PC for free. That's where I think it's going.
Or Xbox One.
And I think it's just Windows 10 is just going to be just Xbox.
Yeah, well, and I get that, right? And I get that, but I don't see him like releasing like a Halo 5 date on PC as well. You know what I mean? I don't see that
unfortunately, I used to think so. Halo 5, no, but Gears 4 is going that way.
I don't. Do you think so?
That'd be a big.
And that's something that I don't particularly. I told them I don't back that. I says Xbox owners want to feel, but I think that their thinking is just in the end everyone's just gonna end up getting it on Xbox. Console gamers are gonna buy console games, and PC gamers are gonna buy PC.
They will. I mean, you have to put up with this, right? As Xbox fans, we hate the fact that. The PC elitists will be like, well, now we don't have to get an Xbox, and the PS4 fans will be like, well, now we definitely don't have to because we'll just play it on the proverbial PC.
And I put forth that. But I don't know how much that's really going to hold weight. I think that in the end, that's where it's all going. In my prediction, everything's going to be Windows 10. Like Xbox, Windows 10 on your Xbox. You're just not. Everything's going to be Xbox. It's just like people want to like say, oh, what's my console? And it's not going to be that anymore. It's just going to be merged into one. Then that's going to go for multi-pats. You could probably buy like Call of Duty and play it on. You can buy it on 360 and then go to your rig and play it on your rig. Same price, cross-buy. You could buy it on PC and play it on your Xbox One. That's what's going to happen, in my opinion. That's where they want it. I think that's where the big dogs want it. We're talking even like, CEO level. You know what I mean? I think that's where they want it. And I told them that I agree with what you guys are saying, and I brought that point of view. But I also brought the point of view is like, if you're going to do that, well, then have it come back the other way too. Get us an RTS and get us a freaking a mouse that will work with that game, so we can have even that. Because you know what? If you're gonna make it all in one, don't just favor one side. Just have everything. So that's where I think it's going. I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think it's going to be.
Well, because it would be
on the internet.
It would be Windows 10, so it's not like they're going to be able to just like, you know what I'm saying? Like Microsoft, obviously, you would have to have their operating system. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
That's where it's going. Like you're going to be able to buy a game on PC and then just digitally account. Everything's going to be the same. Windows 10 is the same. It's like what Showstopper did say that it's true. Everything is the same. It's all unified, and that means there's no exceptions. That's the thing. That's where I think that they're getting at. There's no exceptions here.
The only thing where show's a little different. He was saying, as far as Steam, that's not going to happen. Because
I don't see them as Steam.
No, they want to go up against Steam.
Yeah, you know what I mean. If they're going to buy it from the Microsoft store, Windows 10 store, something like that, then fine. Because why would you buy a game, quote unquote, for your console for $65? You can buy the same game on PC for $27 from Green Man. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
Microsoft, that's how they make the bulk of their money.
Right.
Royalty fees through through sales, especially third party, which is not costing them a dime to make or anything like that. That's what Showstopper was saying. That right there would never happen. Now, what I think you'll be able to play your Steam. You better probably stream your Steam games, stream them to your Xbox One or something like that.
Well, I had asked about that too, and I got some pretty good answers on that. You might not like it. They could do it. It's possible.
But
they're getting the third party does not want that because they don't want you to buy all your games on Steam. Why? Because it's $27.
And also, where's Microsoft going to get their money from?
Exactly.
How do you get a cut of that?
A publisher's not going to want you to go buy a game on Steam that's
not even Microsoft too. How are they going to get? How are they going to get their $15 from? It's
not about that. There's some things that they're gonna leap over with. There has to be, that is possible. It could happen. I know of course, I'm saying it's possible. I'm just talking about when you come down to the dividends. You know what I mean? That's how the book. Right.
That's why I'm saying Nintendo has to come to the console next year because they have a console that's not making them any money. It's not selling any software. And that's how like the big normally would take a hit on the hardware and make it back with software and peripherals, royalty fee. I think they get like $15, $15 per game.
It is the money thing for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't see how.
Why would you want to buy? Why would a third party or like you said?
Let's just say Microsoft.
Buy a game for summer sale for
Yeah.
$4, and then you stream it to your Xbox.
Yeah,
but aren't they? There's like different versions. Like, okay, like check this out. Say that was an option, right? And you buy backup Batman Arkham Knight. The PC version of that was fucked up, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so would you have ended up with the PC version if you had bought? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but check it out for the PC version. We deal with frame rate issues on console, but they paid $27 for Green Man Gaming.
You know what this is all going to with Windows 10 is basically for Xbox. In my opinion, from what I can decipher from all the conversations that I've had and wording the way people have talked about it, you're going to buy your game on a PC, but you're going to be able to play it on Xbox. You're going to buy your game on Xbox, and you're going to be able to play it on PC. DirectX 12 is the same code. So a game like Batman won't have that problem because it's going to be written the same.
Exactly. See, Tim, hold that thought right there. And see, now you're going what I've been saying from day one. When you see developers come out and say, yeah, our games can go back and be patched with DirectX 12 on PC, why not the Xbox One also? It's the same goddamn thing.
Well, I think when you're building ground up, that's where a game is going to be. Call of Duty 7, let's just say, in 2017 is going to be a DirectX 12 game because it's going to get third-party adopted. Because why? Because people are going to want their games on Windows 10 and Xbox, and they can code for just one, not two, and then they're going to just port it to the PS4. So that's a lot of that's going to happen. But when that happens,
twice as, like 3 times as hard without the heat consumption, there's a lot of benefits with DirectX 12.
DirectX 12 is going to get mass adopted. I think that's going to happen. But the thing is where I'm saying now is you could buy that game for freaking $60 on Xbox Windows 10, and it's the same. It's the same on your Xbox One. You can play both the games. And knowing Xbox, you probably can play on the console, and you can probably play on Windows 10 at the same time. Play against your cousin in the same house, same game. So that's where it's all going. So, do we hate that we might lose Halo 6? Yeah, it sucks. But you know what? In the end, when you could do stuff like that, play it on 360 and then play it on your PC upstairs.
Xbox One, not 360.
Whatever.
You were saying 360 all day. What's up with 360?
Whatever. Even 360.
You been saying that 360 for the last half hour. I'm thinking myself, what the fuck did I miss here?
No, I'm actually looking at I'm buying the 360, the Viva, so I'm on that page. That's why I keep on saying it, because I'm actually doing what WarioWare did. That's how crazy it is. But yeah, you can play your Xbox One and your PC. There's going to be options where, you're going to have that where it's going to be an advantage and it's going to be something that you like to do. Now, how that's all going to break, that's where I see it going. Windows 10, Xbox One, Windows 10, same shit. Excuse the language. I said it wasn't.
Yeah, no. I mean, you can say shit all day, but anyway, like it's interesting because you'll have the PS4 fanboys will be like, well, now there's no reason. But honestly, Samsung TVs can now stream PlayStation games. You know what I mean?
So is there a need to own a PS3 or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, and you don't think they're gonna eventually add PS4 games to that ability? I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're a console person, you're gonna buy the console, and if you're a PC guy, you're gonna play on PC.
And that's the conversation that they have internally. And they are both pretty much. I mean, they said exactly. If you're a console gamer, you're going to be a console gamer.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a PC gamer, you're going to be a PC gamer. There's no real merging, and that's
cross buy is going to be big, because look, everybody does that, right? Like Sony does that. You buy a game on the PS3, like say, what the hell is that damn shitty space shooter, Resogun? Yeah. I bought that on PS3 on sale for like $350 one day, and then I got it for then you can get it on Vita and PS4 as well for free. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can understand that. You know what I mean? Like
you might get 3 licenses. But the thing about Xbox and Windows is that when they do it right. So I do think that it's not going to be like I said, it's quality is the biggest thing with them. And
now, Tim, did you ask anybody about like DirectX 12 or like cloud computing or anything?
I know that. I don't know. You know the guy Parasite?
Yeah.
I know something happened with him. He was asking the DirectX 12 question. I don't know. Something happened where somebody told him to chill out. No, there was none of that talk. I didn't ask him. You know what?
Did the big guys come over and like?
I don't know what happened. Something happened. He's actually a nice guy, and he really. He really, I met him, and you know, he's a good Xbox fan. I think that he really believes in a lot of stuff that might not be true. So I think he kept. Something happened. I was gonna ask. I don't know if it involved Larry or somebody told him something, and he just went on Twitter and he tweeted me and Larry that he's sorry, and then
Parasite. You talked to him before. Next.
You had him on your show.
Oh, he tweeted sorry about what?
He was
at E3. He was at E3.
He was at E3, and then all his followers were mad because he didn't post pictures, and he said he's stopping. He's gonna not talk about anything, but supposedly something happened. I don't know. I think Southbound knows it, but he didn't want to talk to it, and something happened.
Wait, something supposed to happen with him?
Yeah.
Maybe the men in black surrounded him. That's
what I said, dude.
I don't know, but like I said, they don't have any.
They said they wouldn't know who the fuck Mr. Media X is. They surrounded him, beat him with bats.
No, but he came clear, and I think he's a good guy, but I do think that he had a bad experience, and it was all over Twitter. I couldn't follow it. I know Junkie.
Wait, I miss every.
He wanted to fight Junkie in the bathroom.
He wanted to fight who?
Xbox Junkie. It was just so crazy.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
At this point, when I was hearing all this stuff, like I was so like I was just so taken back, and I was just so...
What? Let's see when the black guy up there cutting up. Man, what next gen wanted to fight somebody? I can hit him.
Parasite wanted to fight Junkie in the bathroom or something. He said, "I want to fight you," and then he actually came back and said he was sorry. You know, there's that Project 22 forum. I don't follow any of that stuff, but it's always scattered around my timeline, and then I know guys like were mad at Insider because then he came home and he's like, "I bought a PS4," and everyone was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I bought a PS4, Little Big Planet 3," and all his like fans were like, "You didn't take any pictures. What'd you do with the money?" So there's just been like a lot of drama over there. Overall,
you should say that's the wrong thing to do. You didn't have money to get the E3, then you come home buying a console.
I don't think that. Like I said, I don't think.
That's probably why he hopped on his ass.
Yeah, no, something happened. I don't know. I was gonna ask Larry about it, but then I forgot. I was so like I couldn't even keep up with that.
Yeah, you were supposed to call me with that. Man, I did a video about that, but it's going down right at E3. Parasite, even Xbox.
He wanted to fight, and you know the funny thing is that Xbox Junkie is about 6'7", like 330, like strong dude. And like you know,
so did you see Parasite Eve?
Yeah, I met him. Yeah, I met him. And Satya was fucking 3 feet away, and he's shaking my hand.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was crazy. And I was just like, and then
what were you about to fight for? The X12 shit?
I don't know. I supposedly he was hounding. Southbound won't talk about it. He was like, I can't really.
Tweet now.
He knows about it. He was like,
Southbound. Now. Call in the show. We need to know what the fuck's going on here.
He's not going to tell you because I try to get it out. He's like, I'm not going there. But
he just tweeted me that he says that Gamer Mac would have beat his ass.
Well, Gamer Mac is like freaking. He's like, dude. He's a professional football player type big, you know. Like, you don't mess with that. The guy's hands I felt like a child. I'm a pretty big guy. I felt like a child shaking his hand. And, like, you know, Parasite's cool. He's just a normal-looking guy, you know.
He's a little weird.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not that bad, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll be honest with you, right? Like I don't have a problem with the guy. Like, he messaged me and was trying to give me some information. I was like, dude, I appreciate you trying to give me your information or whatever, but I don't run with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my thing. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think he really believed it, though. That's the thing. So, like, he really, really, in his hearts to hearts, believed it. And then Mr. X Media was saying that he might be a double agent. It was really weird.
When he said Parasite Eve may be a double agent?
Yeah, there was a post.
Oh, they were the best of friends. Oh, my God.
I think they made friends, but there was kind of like, Mr. X Media was like, he was afraid or something. But something happened. Something definitely happened. And they all knew about it, and... You know, Parasite came on and he was like, "I'm sorry," and he was genuine about it, so I felt bad. He's not a bad guy, I don't think. I mean, I know guys say that.
Where the fuck did I miss all of this? Like, what the fuck was going on in my
Well, I
life?
wasn't even paying attention. I just saw this, and then I get DMs, and but he's actually.
You really get your finger on the pulse of what goes on in the Xbox community. What the fuck
But
is
let me
going
tell
on?
you something, though. I don't think that we should get mad at him. I think that he really just wants to be an Xbox fan now. I think maybe he's a smart guy, but I don't, like I said, it just something went down. It was pretty.
But didn't they have a prediction that something supposed to have been big, supposed to have been announced about DirectX 12 at E3?
Well, that's why I think he kept asking, and I don't know. Someone would Larry.
So, he kept asking.
Yeah, he kept going to all the executives. Like I said, he was 3 feet from Satya.
Oh shit! Asking him about DirectX 12.
He's like, hey, Satya. Hey,
Oh shit!
what's up with this DirectX 12?
Everybody invited him, probably lost their job. Like, oh my god, yo.
Who let this guy in here, right?
DX12. Damn.
But he's been supposedly was hounding a lot of the executives, and then one of the executives, I think, like just was like, people said they threatened legal action against him. I don't know. Something happened.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Now, like, in all honesty, though, like even though him and Mr. Media X, I don't know. I do spec and said in a way that if my tablet receives a 15 or 14% performance boost, I know that my console will. I mean, to me, that's just common sense. I'm not saying it's going to be a nuclear rocket. If my Windows 10 phone or whatever fuck received a performance boost, why wouldn't my console? You know what I mean? That's
Hey, hold on,
sense.
dude. Southbound just tweeted a picture of him next to Gamer Mac. Gamer Mac looked like he was fucking Coltrane, like for real. Like that dude's a big dude.
Wait, this who he wanted to fight? This who he wanted to fight?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
There would have been nothing left of that
In the
guy.
bathroom.
Yeah, I definitely put my money on the black guy.
Yeah, $20 on the black gentleman.
With a black fellow.
$20 on the 6'7", 300
Yeah.
black guy.
Cold train, I did a bit my money on black.
Hey, what's up, Gamer Mac?
I did money on black on that one. But, then, you know what, like, end of the day, though, I still wonder what the fuck is the, like, I don't know, they maybe game, what the fuck is the secret? You know what I mean? They still have these NDAs with this goddamn console. Like, God, is it because it's AMD? Like, what the hell is it? Like, God, the console's been out since 2013. It's about to be, 2016 in a minute. Like, what the hell is the hold up? You know what I mean?
With what?
You know what I mean? So, and then once they just come out, the problem is Microsoft never says anything.
Yeah, they're just gonna let it talk for itself. I mean, will DirectX 12 be a very good thing? Yeah, it's gonna get mass adopted. That's all you need to know.
You know what I mean? But it's not. It's not that. Never in the history of gaming, just console gaming, have I heard so many console gamers be worried about APIs and Windows 10. Like, you know what I mean? And
Well, what was funny next gen was people were like, "Oh, how come they didn't talk about DirectX 12 on the stage?" I'm like, "Are you serious? Nobody has ever fucking talked about an API at E3. That would have been instant, like a bore for most of the people, right? Like a very few people actually would have wanted to hear about fucking DirectX 12 at a goddamn, you know what I'm saying? E3.
But like I said, what I found interesting about them is, you had some of the bigger third-party games. Witcher, Batman, their games can be patched with DX12 also.
Batman is fucking phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah,
Jesus,
man.
God, that game is so good. Yeah, it is. It's like that might be my favorite.
I like Witcher 3. I think Witcher 3 looks better, more technical.
Batman?
But Batman looks great.
Wait, you think Witcher looks better than Batman?
Density-wise and what's going on, yeah, I think it's more impressive.
Batman's slick as shit, bro.
Batman looks good. I'm not saying bad. These are heavy hitters. These are like
That's what I say about
5 and 10.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like Batman, and like I don't want to overstate it because I put in more time with Witcher 3 so far, but Batman to me is just like the game that's a genre defining, generation defining so far for me. Like this is like I haven't had as much fun this generation yet.
Yeah, it's the best game that I played.
You're a big Batman guy too, right? Like
well, you know what? I know like enough to get by. Like I know like the different Robins and shit. Like I know that would probably like confuse people that weren't Batman fans. Like, okay, well, which Robin is this, and who the hell's Nightwing, and well, he used to be Rob. It'd be hard for some people, I guess, to grasp that story. Or like Oracle was Barbara Gordon, who used to be Batgirl, and she got, what I'm saying?
Now she's paralyzed. So
yeah, right. So like on that aspect, I think it's awesome, and I think it's like, to me, like I like it better than The Witcher. Just I've been able, and not only that, but they made, and I know like my brother gets on me about this too, but I was like, they made the achievements accessible. So when you do side missions, you get a 10 here, a 10 there.
Mm-hmm.
Like for The Witcher, it seems like I could put in 30 hours. Yeah, I could put in 30 hours and not get a goddamn achievement.
So true,
and it's like I'm not an achievement whore, but give me a little, perk me up once in a while. You know what I mean? Give me a little.
Like Forza Horizon, it's like ding ding. You're like yeah,
exactly. I'm like, hell, you want to keep playing. That's what that does, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm always like, I'll play 2 more achievements. I'm like,
yeah. But shit, where you guys at? The Joker just pulled a gun out on me, and I escaped that shit or something. You guys got past that part already?
No, I got up to the tank part, the Batmobile, which reminds me of the tank in Halo.
Oh wait, so you were just at the first part when you got your Batmobile, you got the tank?
Yeah, well, I've done that.
Oh, you just started.
Yeah, I played like an hour. I'm gonna play it tonight though.
Oh,
I was
okay. You know what's really cool about it, right? There's the main thing with the Scarecrow. That's the main, and I don't want to. Yeah. I'm trying not to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah,
right?
But I mean, that's the main thing. There's
the main storyline is with him, and they're not even really considered what I would consider side missions, because there's a whole other story arc with the Penguin, and where you can team up with Nightwing. There's a whole other story arc with the Riddler and Catwoman, like they're tied together, and you can like help them. You know what I'm saying? There's a Firefly story arc. There's there's lots of other story arcs in there that are really cool. And so like you could do one and then go off to the other. Like I've been doing the Riddler challenges to rescue Catwoman or whatever. There's like 10 of them. And they're really cool. Like there's races and different obstacle courses and stuff, and like they get really frustrating and hard, man. Like finishing up those last ones. But yeah, like I've already like I'll tell you, I've got like 65 hours in Witcher 3 and 180 gamer score. I've got, I think, 10 hours, 12 hours in Batman, and I've got 330 gamer score. So I think that it gives you a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot more motivation. It's like, to me, like The Witcher, I love it. I think it's really good, and I'm not like putting it down. But some of the, like, when you're forced to level up before you can go to finish the main story stuff, kind of gets boring. You know what I mean? Like with Batman, it's just like
I gotta play more. I think Batman is. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
Batman's more accessible to everybody. I got pretty bored with The Witcher. I like The Witcher 2 better to me.
Witcher 3 to me, you just play that for a year. I mean, that game you never stop playing. I like those games.
Yeah.
Skyrim and just.
I'm Batman all day, but I can say this. I can see now. So for all you Wii U conspiracists, there's no way in hell that game can be done on a Wii U.
No, I mean, like to me, like, and that game looks more impressive to me than The Witcher, because like when you're up on the top and you see that skyline and like the rain and everything, I mean, it's just like
Batman. He just fucking dials into that fucking like fucking what's that motherfucking Evil Knievel? He shoots out that bitch like a cannonball.
The Batmobile is a huge part of that game. I like, you know what? It seems to me like
it's like a character.
Yeah, like if you go back, Arkham Asylum, good, but small in scope. You're kind of confined to one little area. Arkham City, that area gets bigger, but you can tell like they couldn't do exactly what they wanted, because the 360.
System.
Yeah, and now finally they get to use everything they want. It's like you get to play as the real Batman. Like he can use his Batmobile, all of his
like they can shoot a fucking plane, can drop the suit in, put the new suit in the armor.
Yeah, I mean that's badass, right? Like I mean that's what I'm talking about. Like when I was talking about next gen, that and like The Witcher, like with the dynamic hair growth and the weather, that's the shit that I was talking about. Like that's why like I'm finally like there. I'm like enjoying these new games, and I think that's cool.
But what's after Batman?
Oh, well, it's going to be a bunch of. I'm looking forward to like Forza 6 and.
What am I talking about this summer?
Forza 6 I played. It's great.
Well, I'm getting the rare replay stuff and the
Gears
and the Gears. Yeah, I already got that pre-ordered too.
Now the Gears was very good. I heard.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, like the Gears 1. Now that it's officially announced and I can say that it's real.
Yeah, I don't know if it's real or not. He was bugging.
I don't know.
Somebody showed them.
The truth is like the guy that said.
Somebody just put it on YouTube.
Well, if the rumors are true.
If the rumors are true from a legal standpoint.
Yeah, from a legal standpoint.
Well, yeah, and the 60 frames per second made a hell of a difference. Like I was playing the beta, and it's like, man,
they got a lot of players.
They over 1 million matches, like over 1.7 million curb stomps.
Well. That Gears is doing so well. It may outdo Halo. Oh, I mean the collection, Master Chief Collection.
Well, you know what's cool is that even though it's just Gears 1, they are implementing some other things, like you can spot people and click in on them and like spot them, and that really wasn't in Gears 1. That was in Gears 3. The level up system is also going to be from Gears 3. So they are doing things. They are doing 5 extra chapters for the campaign that console gamers never got. Mm-hmm. Those were like PC specific. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, at the top,
it's gonna look sick too.
Oh, it looks phenomenal. Yeah, I'm super.
Well, they're talking
excited.
about the single player. The campaign is gonna. I think it's gonna be 30 frames, but it's gonna be really like, you know.
The campaign. I think the campaign was 60.
I don't know. I think it might be 30, but if it is 30, it's gonna be the same type thing with like Uncharted 4. You're gonna really see a lot of like glitz. Put it that way. You're gonna be taken back. Yeah, that game looks like it's gonna be a good one.
Well, they can do the multiplayer at 60. That's
multiplayer, to run multi and single player, it's from what I heard it's 30. I don't know.
Well, they announced it at 1080p 60.
Yeah, I think it was 60.
I don't know if it's. You might be right. I just heard.
Yeah,
I don't remember reading.
Like on the Amazon site, it's 1080 60. That's what it says. So.
If it's 60, yeah. I just heard something, but I read something, but you guys could be completely right. I mean, even so, for me, the 60 frames per second matters in the multiplayer, because you know you're running around, but the 30 frames per second to me is not. You know, if you get more fidelity, I don't care on the single player.
Well, I'm just saying, like, from what the Amazon thing says, and to top it off today, like, all the good news for Xbox that's going on, PSN is down again today. Okay. So and not only that, and like we'll kind of close with this because we got a lot of stuff. We could talk about a lot of this shit all night if we wanted to, but we'll save some of it for Sunday on Big Gamer Small Talk. But a lot of the Sony fans are upset about PSN lately because they're realizing now, hey, we're paying to play online, and you know, it's a situation where we're getting subpar service. It's down all the time. They're doing maintenance all the time. Games launch like PlanetSide 2, and you couldn't get on there. You know, there's a lot of issues with it. I mean, are you guys starting to notice that a lot of people are starting to kind of get...
But not even so much as that. What should be the big question is, why are we paying for... you know, online for the PlayStation when it's free on the Vita and the PS3 and it's in the same network? That should be the $2 question, you know. When one down, they all down. You know, so that, you know, should be the question. And tell me, I'm not trolling. What's the difference between, you know, playing online on the PS3 and playing online on the PS4? What's the difference?
They're the same servers. Sony only has the one server farm.
Well, I know Xbox, like with Xbox One, they have dedicated servers for different.
Yeah, no, we know that. We know what's the difference, you know. Yeah. But again, what's the difference? There is no difference. Tim, right now PSN is down for everything: Vita, PS3, PS4. You know, and this is what you paid for.
No, I mean, I don't, you know, they don't even have they're big games pretty much like Bloodborne. I mean, that was co-op, but they don't really have the multiplayer is all for Xbox. You're always getting a full-on exclusive like Gears, Halo, Forza. You know, that's just the way they do it.
How did that Forza 6 look, bro?
I'm only gonna play in the rain. I just want to play in the rain, but
those 3D puddles.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. When you drive through, you know how when you drive through a puddle, like in real life, it feels like that. Like so, and and you gotta like you go through a puddle the wrong way. Like you go to the middle of the puddle, you could spin out. Like so, it's not like you gotta strategically work around them. It's really good. I mean, Forza 5 was okay. This blows it away.
Yeah. Forza 5 was a rushed and it was a launch title, but hell, at least they got it.
Graphically though, was it better than Forza Horizon 2?
What, Forza 6?
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 6 is amazing with the
You
range.
mean Forza Motorsport 6? Yeah. Well, the reason why is going to be
Forza Horizon 2.
yeah, and the reason why is because it's
Wow.
a closed track racer, so you're going to get the better.
It's still 60 frames per second too, and to me it looks just as. I mean, Drive Club looks great, but that's 30 frames per second. When you're pushing 1080p 60 frames per second, I think a lot of people don't understand this generation. That is such bandwidth. That's a bandwidth that a freaking 980 GTX is going to have a problem with, or it's going to stutter. They're getting that, and it's I don't know. Those guys are like. They're the craziest coders in Microsoft right now.
Yeah.
That game doesn't have a dip or anything. I played it. Like I said,
5 didn't either, so that was like
you're talking locked.
Yeah.
So I mean, and the rain's coming off, and it's just honestly, you're gonna have people that are complaining about this and that. It's better than Forza Horizon 2, put it that way. And it's better than, in my opinion, it rivals Drive Club, but at 60 frames per second. So
yeah, Drive Club was like, and Drive Club's not fun. But hey, at least PlayStation owners finally got it 2 years later.
So oh shit. So like, if you take that Project Cars, which is only 900p, 40 frames a second on the Xbox One.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing is Turn 10 and Dan Greenewald, they put input in on building these consoles. They were the original ones that were there from the start with helping to build the Xbox One. When they were like, hey, well, what do you guys want to see in this? They were the ones that kind of stepped up and said, well, we'd like to do this. So you would figure they would be the ones that would
know how to use it.
Yeah, to like really, and they're not even using DirectX 12 on this.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody told me in FanFest that the game is not DirectX 12.
It's DirectX 11. Dan Greenewald said, nope, they just know what they're doing. Basically, that's what he said.
Yeah, he's funny because I seen him and I was like,
you don't pull the punches.
He's like that guy. I saw him because I went and I played Forza 6. That was the one line I did wait for because the lines at E3 were just insane. But I saw Mad Max too. That looks excellent. But he's that dude's. I wouldn't want to mess with that guy. That guy probably he's like walking around with his Forza shirt, with his Forza thing. He's just mean looking, but he's nice. But you can tell, this guy, you don't mess with this guy. This guy is I don't know. I didn't talk to him, but I did hear that. So. Turn 10 is just amazing. Forza 6 is a day one buy for me.
I already pre-ordered that shit, man. I was like, oh yeah.
It's great. So we're gonna get that in September. And
any more surprises you think? What else do you think? Damn, Gamescom is right around.
Gamescom, we're gonna get blown away by the gameplay. That's 3 big hitters, and then you're gonna have
what this Scalebound looks like.
2 surprises, I think, and they'll probably, hopefully, I don't think they're gonna show the UI. I mean, that's the difference. The Microsoft pushed their E3, and I know we're closing up shop, but or ending the show. They pushed that stuff off to the Daily Show, and then you had PlayStation having TV. That just goes to show you what kind of content. I mean, they pushed off Cortana. To the Daily Show, and when you saw that, I mean, you guys are like, wow, that's just a sneak peek. I mean, just things are going good. I'm very happy for Xbox. I don't even the fighting that goes on. I just at this point, I'm just like, you don't like Xbox, that's on you, man. This is just.
So listen, like I said, you said in the land of blind man with one eye is king. Listen, all around the Xbox One is a better system. More features, damn sure more AAA games that I like. It's not a PlayStation dude. I like God of War. I give them that. When I think of Sony, and I think of them for one-player game experiences. Once I beat the game, that's it. I don't have to cut my console. I don't really go to my PlayStation to play it online. As I said, I'm playing for PlayStation Plus for nothing. It's not like they're giving away AAA games. I don't play those little bullshit indie games. You know what I mean? I'm more of an online social dude. Don't keep them sitting in the party talking while I'm playing Batman. That's just me. And I don't feel that on the PlayStation. I don't. And plus, it's like I'm talking in the hallway or the fucking walkie-talkie. Like that fucking shit. That Bluetooth 2.1 is horrible. Like they really, that's crazy as hell. Sony really fucking, they spent money on their little GPU. That was about it. But they got the same specs and shit from from the PS3 as far as the online chat, you know, and here's the Xbox one with you know, Wi-Fi Direct and shit. You know what I mean? It sounds better than a landline telephone. You know, I'm not saying Xbox Live didn't have its problems and it's still getting better, but when you come to voice chat quality, you can't even fucking compare the two. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you talk about them next telephones.
Microsoft they try to do it right, you know?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I give them credit. You know, they're like perfectionists. You know what I mean? Like, look how much our console has evolved since launch until now.
And like I said, Yusuf Mehdi says we're just getting back to where we want to be. Like they have aspirations that go far longer than what we have now. So it's fun. It's you know, how could you hate on it? You know, a lot of us, me, you know, we love the Xbox brand. That's why we get into these, you know, fights and stuff like that. But the bottom line is that at this point, it's just like, how are you gonna crap on this? There's just too much going for it.
Well, you know what? If you're a console gamer, yeah. Hey, if you're a console gamer, buy the consoles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bought a PS4. If I can go out and buy a PS4, then even the hardcore PS4 fan can buy an Xbox One. It's not like they're fucking super expensive. You know what I mean?
Did you really buy that PS4? Did you steal it and steal the footage, bitch?
You know what? I love stealing footage and stuff, and I haven't turned a damn thing on in about a month.
I told you not to buy that shit. I told you.
You did. You know what? I should have listened.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. I give you all the advice in the world for free. I don't charge you.
I should have listened to my Next Gen is my African American life coach.
Yeah.
So I should have just consulted him and been like, dude, should I get this? And then, yeah, he told me not to, and he's like, don't review NAC and don't review this, and I did anyway.
Yeah, like yo, I just want to say you are some beat fucking Sony. Whoever fucking find that footage and went back and matched it up, you motherfuckers need to get a life.
Hey, you know what's funny is
need a life.
People still try to do that. I did a video about Drive Club PSN Plus version finally releasing, and I used my own footage from that, but I cut it off right at the end where it was going to show who the names on there, and people commented. They're like, "You didn't even show the names. You probably stole this footage."
What the fuck is this gamer tag?
Yeah, exactly. So the funny part is, like, I feel like at the very least, people are gonna try to fucking search for Drive Club footage and try to match it up and waste their time, and I love that. I absolutely love that thought that people are gonna be like sitting there with their fucking magnifying glass, open up two things, try to match that shit up. You know what I mean? And they're not gonna find anything, but I think that it's a funny that people are so pathetic that they're gonna waste time. But all right, let's go ahead and close up shop, and we'll be back on Sunday.
At
8, usually 8-ish. 8-ish. You know, I hate that. Oh, one more thing.
Worry's going to be there, too.
Yeah, Worry said he'll be there at 8. Mooch is going to be there as well. Showstopper should be there. But something we didn't plug was our shirts and our merchandise. I put the link in the description.
Please, check us out.
Yeah,
if you want to hear about me fighting someone in the hallway at E3 next year, buy merch. I promise I will throw down with anybody. Just pick a name.
Imagine pulling up. Imagine seeing you in the corner with your hair.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna have my hair in the ponytail, my face all shined up. Bet on black.
Some dude.
Yeah,
he's gonna slap box Yoshida.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna slap the shit out that big head motherfucker. What about I got shirts? I'm still waiting for my shirts to come in the mail. It said it was delivered on the 23rd. I think someone clipped me. I think someone clipped me. I spent about $90. All I got was a cup.
Hey, people are tweeting that they have the shirts. Like a bunch of people are tweeting their pictures of the shirts and stuff. Yes. But yeah, you can buy like shirts, mugs, cups, whatever. You know,
posters. Not just T-shirts. If you click on styles, it'll give you all types of shirts, hoodies.
Yeah,
I like the long sleeve ones with the
I'm just thinking of you in that hallway, just with your hair flopping around. just pummeling some dude.
I guarantee you, we bring you entertainment. You get our asses out there to E3, support us. I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna see some footage. You're gonna hear about it. I'm gonna make sure you hear about it.
You guys really, I mean, if they do the Fan Fest, you're in, because all you gotta do, I mean, I'll even hang out with you. You just gotta get there. I know the whole deal. So if Fan Fest is there, all you gotta do is get there. You'll get there. You know, we might have to camp out, but I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty friendly with Aaron. Let me get past shit. I mean, all you need is 1,000 fucking off. What you call it on YouTube to be considered media? Like, you know, that's not the issue. You know, so but you
gotta kind of get out there because
I'm there. I'm gonna start a fight. I promise. I'm gonna start a fight with anybody. I'm gonna lead in handcuffs.
DX12. That was some DX12 shit.
Where the fuck is that DX12?
Let's tie in here.
Hey Tim, you crazy as hell, yo. I was cheating myself.
I can just see myself walking down the hall and just seeing you just.
Hey, pepper spray. Where the fuck is that DX12?
50%, right?
Yeah, 50% less power, but still the only one of the two that has 1080p 60 frames per second AAA games. So yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it is what it is. All right, guys, we'll see you on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Tim Dog, for coming out and checking everything out and spending time with us. And you two, Next Gen or Chanel, rack 'em up. See you guys Sunday.